Hello. This is actually my second time doing this video. The first time I was on like 28 hours of no sleep, and I struggled a lot with like coherency. So I'm gonna record it again. It's a little late at night, so I'm gonna be talking hopefully calmer. I'm gonna impart all of my knowledge onto you. This video is gonna be chaotic, but I hope I know when I was trying to learn, there were no resources. There was just like everything in one place, and I had to find things here and there all on my own. So I want to make this video so everything's in one place. You just have to kind of look for it. You can have to watch a long video to get it, but you'll find it. I'm going to start on basic movement, first of all. With your beetle, I want you to remember to flutter. I'm not going to talk about any other basic movement, like headbutting straight up to get height. Know that if you have height, you can get a lot of speed, but this is going to be a little bit more advanced than that. All I'm just going to say, fluttering is really strong, especially if you're in goalkeep. You can flutter on top of the net if someone is trying to shoot from really high up. Yeah. I'm going to do movement tech, and then I'm going to move on to strategy and game sense. So, let's start with basic movement tech with the ball. The most important thing I want to teach you is a headbutt grab. It's when you right click and then left click, and you'll grab the ball. You actually can now left click and then right click, I think. Yeah. That was a change that was made. Basically, that feels so weird because it's on my muscle memory, but all I'm doing is I'm just grabbing while I'm headbutting, and I get to do a headbutt grab. If you do this straight up, you can do this thing called an air stall. You might see a lot of people do this. This is bad. This is because you're losing possession of the ball. So instead, jump while letting go of the ball and do an air stall. You get about the same height, and you keep possession, and at any point you can like drop the ball and like do whatever you want with it. This is the most important piece of tech. I'm gonna go on click beetle to help demonstrate it easier and use my on ball to go up. This is called a momentum transfer. You drop the ball, and then you swoop under and grab it. So, I'm going to move forward while I'm in the air. I will drop the ball like that, and then I will just simply swoop down and grab. So, move forward, drop, swoop down, grab. This gets you a lot of speed. If you're ever moving around with the ball and you're just moving like this at this speed, you need to stop doing that. You need to do some kind of movement tech, whether it be a headbutt grab, a momentum transfer, anything to get speed. If you don't see these wind lines on the ball, you're not going fast enough. Additionally, you might see a lot of people like jump while they have the ball. This is great because it maintains some speed. It's a very bad habit to get into to always do this. Do not always be jumping with the ball. There are times where you want to let go of space, especially when hitting a slope. Okay. Is there anything else with the base movement of the ball? There's some things that you can get creative with. You might notice that if you are trying to do a headbutt grab out of speed, you'll drop the ball and it will just go away from you. You can bounce it off a wall to have it come back to you. But I used to do this a lot more when I was a new player. I don't really do this anymore because I'll just slow down and reset my speed. And because normally when I'm doing this, I'm doing an air stall because I'm normally always in high speed. But if you're in high speed, you can bounce it off a wall to air stall off of, or to headbutt grab off of, which actually can be very nice for reversals. Right. For editing mode, I forgot some things, so I'm gonna talk about them. We got skateboarding, and we got I don't remember what else it is. It's skateboarding. Oh yeah, and like bumping the speed for a speed and momentum transfer. Skateboarding is when you keep the ball in your head while you're gliding. This can be useful to save your grab cooldown for when they try to grab, so you can re-grab. So you see how I'm like bouncing it on my head for a moment? I'm skateboarding the ball. Or skating. And then you have bumping it, so when I start a momentum transfer, if I look down at like this specific angle and I start gliding, you see that there's like a bump on the ball. This gives the ball a lot of speed. Sorry, it was a skateboard. And when you bump this ball, get to like okay, I'm looking too far down and I'm skating instead of bumping it. See that bump? Bumps it forward, you get extra speed. And this is great for just like off of a slight slope to get some speed. That's all the ball movement. So let's move on to beetle specific movement. Dung. I'm going to talk about specifically everything that I know, but I can't tell you everything that I don't know. I don't know everything, especially on Dung, Goliath, anyone that I don't play. First of all, if you flutter while dashing, you're going to get something called a flutter dash. and it's going to look like this. You go very fast. If you do that into a ball, you can do something called what people call Dung tech. And you saw that I used my on ball. That made me go even faster. So without, then with. Right? Very fast. You can also do kind of like a momentum transfer-esque in the air, off ball into grab. Next we have Goliath. Goliath has a lot of stuff. You can grab the ball after that. I'm not great at Goliath, so I can't really, but that'll get you a lot of speed. Notably, if you have a momentum when you use a parry, you continue moving forward. I don't really know how to do this, but it's called a shield bash. It's a really good scoring technique that Goliath players use, where they will parry the ball into the enemy net, and it'll be really good. I don't know how to do that, but you should experiment. You need to have momentum while you're parrying. If you're a Goliath player, ask in the Discord. There's also something called like a mushy phantom or something. I don't know. Phantom wants to change the name. Where you bounce the ball off the mushroom and then parry it the way you want it to go. Ladybug. So Ladybug has a lot of movement. I don't know if it has a name, but I know it's like a lot of it is like just stuff that Wyatt, aka the best Ladybug player, just does all the time for movement. Basically, if you would use a little bit of your meter before you grab a ball, and by my meter I mean my fly, you can see that I'm getting like an air stall effect without headbutting. This is what I'm like, I won't grab the ball. This is what I'm doing. Like flying towards it, and I'm just grabbing the ball, right? And this is good because A, you can infinitely air stall if you like care to. Right? This is also good because you can use this directionally. You can use this to go forward. You can use this to, do anything. And it uses very little meter. So it's basically like Ladybugs just can always grab the ball in a direction faster. Something I also see Ladybugs do sometimes is if they want height, and they want to get away from other players can't actually follow this when you charge shot it up, but you can. Yep. Rhino Beetle. I have nothing for you. Okay, sorry. You can go through walls with the spike, which means you can do shit where you like spike into the goal. That's all. You also have a stronger headbutt, but you should know that. EVB. There is stuff, but I sadly don't know it. I know you can do a momentum transfer by canceling like that. I dived and then I canceled it. I used the speed that I got when I was diving, aka my off ball, to get speed. So if you look, I press this twice, do a little dive, and it gets you lots of speed. Right? Pretty cool. Bombardier. This is called an SE4. SE4. Very important tech. How I'm doing it is I'm basically just using Bomba Alpha while underneath the ball and then grabbing it. You can do something called directional SE4 by aiming. So during an SE4, I just turn around and I start aiming in the direction I want to go. You can make a ball slippery and then headbutt grab it for lots of speed. Tiger Beetle doesn't have much, but you can do this thing where you hit the ball over the net, you go into the net, teleport the ball, and then you rewind. And if I did it properly, I would have rewound into the net and scored. Obviously, if you're a new player, then maybe you don't know this. This is like base Tiger kit, but you can the ball, teleport to it, right? Foot Beetle has a lot. First of all, a click shot. You're gonna look at the way that Click's body is looking, and that's the direction this will go. So if I let go of the ball and then immediately use my off ball, I get a large bit of momentum on that ball. I know where it's gonna go because I look where the Click's body is. So if you look, if I jump immediately, you see how Click's body is like moving up and down along the ball? Like the back of Click. Like telling you where it's gonna go. So if you do it when like after doing a headbutt grab straight up, Click's body is like facing down. Kind of. If you click shot it straight up from this, you're gonna get one of those. It's actually kind of facing straight. Just basically, you're gonna look at where click is pointing, like a line, and then you're gonna shoot in that direction. This is called I think it's called a quick boost. I don't know what it's called. Basically, you have to learn a fundamental thing about Beetleball before I can explain this to you in a way that makes sense. I'm gonna go in Cyborg to demonstrate this. Cyborg has this ability that goes onto a meter when you press it, and it slowly charges down. You can see that down at the bottom. Whenever I press this ability, it slowly charges down. If you press grab, you will put your hands up for a little bit, and then if you walk to the ball at any point while you're grabbing, you'll grab the ball. So what you're going to do is you're going to do a mixture. You are going to grab, use your ability, and grab the ball. This is called a grab buffer. Because you're buffering your grab, and then you're doing something in between. And now, it's changed, so that's not how it works anymore, but Cyborg used to still be in his ability. But you can look at the bottom, you can see that ability bar is still counting down while I've buffered grab. This is because I've used my ability. I've grabbed it well in my ability, which is normally not something that Cyborg can do, because Cyborg blinks when they press left. I hope that made sense, because now we're going to apply it. How you're going to do this, click movement tech. You're going to be under the ball, you're going to buffer a grab input, and then you're going to use your off ball. So let's show this. I go under the ball, buffer grab, I'm pressing grab, I'll say when I'm pressing grab, and then I'm using off ball. So I'm going to grab now. So just before I press my off ball. I forgot another piece of click text, so hello, it's editor B again. Basically, you're going to press your on ball, and you'll see that I do this like a little, you know how like I do a flip and then I launch? What you're going to do is when that flip is just finishing and you're about to launch after you press the button, you're going to drop it and do off ball, and it does this. Oh, whoops. You can see the ball goes like absolutely flying. Used to go a lot further, it got nerfed recently, but this is a great way just to like, if you need to like clear the ball, it's a good way to do it. Okay, let's click. Fungus, I don't got anything for you. Firefly, you can snipe the ball, shoot it just as your explosion ends. I messed up. Hold on. It's a pretty precise range. Right there. See how the ball goes so fast? You can immediately detonate your ball when using off ball, and it will go pretty far. And you can combine the two. Cool. Cyborg. I'm gonna come back to Cyborg. I have some stuff for you. I'm infamously a Cyborg player, so I'm gonna teach you everything I know. Weevil. This guy has some stuff. It's like hump tech is what it's called. I don't know how to do it. But I do know that you can do this. Oh, whoops. That's not what I meant to do. All I'm doing there is I'm looking straight up. I'm using my on ball, and then I am just headbutting straight up. I'm not touching anything. I'm just headbutting straight up. You get a lot of height. Hey, Beetle has some stuff. First of all, you can eat a ball by using off ball when you have nothing in you. This is very good. If someone's trying to score on you and they only have a 5 size and they don't have a 6 size, this is what a 5 size looks like. This is what a 6 size looks like. This is what a 5 size looks like. They have a 5 size, they don't have any cracks in the ball, you can just eat it, and now they can't score. This is called a potato flutter. You're going to hold S, you're going to charge up your shot. You start fluttering, then you're going to let go of your shot. If you don't know you can charge up your shot, that's what I'm doing right now. I'm just holding my ability button. That's how you get around the map fast. You can do this into a ball, similar to how Dung tech works, but it's inconsistent and difficult. You can do something called a potato cannon. Shoot the ball with a 1 size, and it goes very far. And then I think there's some more. I don't know, man. You can do this straight up too. You jump when you use that to get some height. Meaning you can do, like, you can technically do one of these. Cyborg. If your thruster hits something, it resets its duration. This means you can keep a thruster going indefinitely as long as you keep dribbling it or hitting it. This includes abilities, this includes Weevil grab, this includes everything. Your stun can be used for movement. I use this at the start of Picnic and BK's Playpen, which I will not talk about BK's Playpen because it's not in the map pool right now, but in the future it will be, so use it at the start of BK's Playpen. Here's my rollout on Picnic. This is how you get to the center before anyone else, and it is worthwhile to use your cooldown immediately because by the time the 5 size has spawned, you probably almost have it back. You're going to use your ability, you're going to dash into the mushroom, that's going to send you high, dash up twice, and then you're going to snipe behind yourself. I was not fast enough because this uses your meter, so you need to be quite quick. Ability, dash, 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 shoot. Damn. No, I actually don't have that much for Cyborg, I've realized. You can do what's called the Cyborg grab. Basically, while you're in lightning, you left click, right click. I didn't get there. It's very precise. It's very hard to do, actually. Consistently. But some players can do it. Basically, you're just left clicking and then immediately right clicking, and you cancel the dash with the scope, and you're able to grab the ball. You lose your lightning, obviously, but sometimes you just want to grab the ball and you don't want to have to shoot up or whatever. An easier way to do this is while you're in lightning form, shoot straight up, and you can expend the rest of your lightning. That's all the beetle stuff out of the way, and I will just talk about how to move. Let's do creative for an example. When you do not have a ball on creative, you are going to let go of space and touch a mushroom. And that will keep your momentum, opposed to gliding into the mushroom, where you don't go very far. Okay, I'm going to just show you me moving around the map, and you can learn how I move on creative. To get up to this stump, I will touch this mushroom and do an air stall. The reason I do this is because climbing up the stump is predictable and slow. Off of the stump, you can empty. You can empty off of this leaf or this log. You can bounce off this log and do an air stall and then empty. Whoops. Headbutt grab, we're going to go up the log to do an MP. I'm kind of looking at that mushroom. Go up, I'll do one more air stall, and then I'll do an MT. Bounce it off the leaf to stall the ball so I can get a deeper momentum transfer. You can also do that off the ground. If you let the ball bounce off the ground, sometimes you can get a deeper momentum transfer for it. Means more speed. Whoops. Like, juke out by, like, you bounce off the log and you look like you're going to do an air stall, but you actually are just headbutt grabbing it. You always want to be doing something to move fast. Emptying off of anything that you can. Even this rock. Picnic. The most notable thing is that cake tunnels are pretty significant. They're very hard to predict. They're very easy to use. You basically are going to go into a tunnel and then decide if you want to commit or not. Go to the center, decide I want to actually walk back out the other way. And then you walk into another one. You do this into a ball spawns if you have the first 2 spawns. Or you can commit. Just go all the way through. Be careful of the rabbits on one here. A very tricky tool indeed. By the way, this plate spawn is like the hardest spawn to contest with a ball ever. You're just gonna get stolen from. I don't know why. It's just how the map geometry ends up working. To get up to the cake with a ball, you can air stall off the jam jar. This will get you almost all the way up. If you want, to get up the balloon, go to the grapes first, and then you can get up the picnic basket. There's like this ridge, so if you just try to climb up, you're not gonna have an easy time. So, top of the grapes will get you right up easy. I'm gonna just do some moving around so you can see how I'm moving on picnic. You'll notice that I try to jump on things to keep height. I try to do tricky movement, bouncing off different items. Ah, whoops. Get the idea. The beach. So I've had a lot of things to boost off of for MTs. So it's very, very important that you utilize it. Bounce off that for MTs. Bounce off this for an MT. To get up, you're going to hit the stairs in a weird way. So to get up here, don't like climb up, right? You're going to hit the stairs, so you hit it like this. It's hard to explain, but I just like do it instinctually now. Where I will ramp up. I don't even know how to explain it. I don't even know how to do it on command. I just always do it. I'll try to do it here. Yeah. I didn't go up the stairs, I bounced up. Beach has some interesting stuff about spawns that I'll explain. So the nets are extra small, and the spawns work weird. The rabbit, I haven't explained how the rabbit works yet. That I'll do in the game sense section, but I'll explain it here. The rabbit will always start on the loser's side and then jump over to the winner's side. If it's tied up, it's last scored on, and if it's the first round, then it's random. So if red team's ahead by 1 point, it'll spawn on blue team first. If blue team is ahead by 2 points, it'll spawn on red team first. If it's 1-1, but blue team was last scored on, it'll spawn on blue team. So I'm going to refer to it as if red is winner's side, blue is loser's side, meaning that the rabbit's going to start here. It's going to start on this square over here. It's going to drop a 2 size. It's then going to jump over here. It's going to drop a 2 size, and then a 1 size right behind it. And then it's going to spawn here and drop 2 size. So the key takeaway is that if you get the 2 from the start, then you can test this spawn over here on the loser side. You're only going to get a 4 size. That's not enough to score. But over here, the amount that spawns is 2, 1, 2, that's 5. So this side, aka winner side, always spawns more Dung. You always want to contest winner side on beach. I hope that makes sense. Yeah. And I will just do some moving around on beach to help you get an idea. Yep. Okay. This is Egypt. I don't got much for you. I'm just going to show you me moving around on Egypt so you can get an idea of the things that I do. And I bounced it off the pyramid and then I tried to headbutt grab it. That's a very useful thing to do. The idea behind that is that if the goal keeps watching you, they see you go under, they think you're gonna loop around, but then you actually break line of sight and you immediately double back and you surprise them by being over here. I'll show you a scoring attempt. It's a very common setup called skateboard. And Gamba. How the rabbit spawn in Gamba is that the right side is your side. So this is your side, that's their side. Why this matters is the rabbit's going to spawn close to you, right? If you're losing, and it's going to spawn far away from you if you're winning. So if you're losing, it'll spawn here. If you're winning, spawn over there. You notice Gamba, I do a lot of these, like, going from high to low. And I use the mushrooms to reset. So, like, going high to low, going high to low, mushroom to reset, high to low, taking a goal, doing an air stall up, skateboarding it in. You know, you get the idea. If you're defending, stay behind these dice. Same way you do for the lock. And that's it for the movement part of this tutorial. I'll move on to doing a game sense tutorial that I'll post later.